Alrighty, boys. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Pog.
Mesmer! Guys, you want hard raids, okay? You want hard raids? This is how you get hard raids, okay? Raids are now way more difficult, okay? Legitimately, no, this is not me roasting ArenaNet, quite the opposite. They are unironically going to lock out a bottom percentage of the raiders. Okay, seriously, like a bottom percentage of raiders are going to get locked out by this change because of how much weaker this truly is, right? Like the carry potential of this build is significantly diminished, okay? You cannot carry your team on this build nearly as much. You actually need your team. Your team, basically, if your boon support classes suck, yeah, there you go. It's going to be a lot harder. Now, the only thing is, okay, if you combine this with the Druid, nothing changes. If you got Stone Spirit and Sun Spirit for the Vigor, nothing actually changes here, okay, guys? This is really worth noting. It will not change a goddamn thing as long as some of your other team is competent. This is only bad if your team isn't competent. Look out, guys, it was fucking busted OP that Mesmer provided literally every boon in the game. That was ridiculous, okay? That was ridiculous. Axis of Symmetry. The physical damage of the skill has been split between game modes and reduced by about 30% in PvP only. Or not like the 8 confusion stacks, but I mean, okay, there you go. You know, that's a nerf right there, I guess. Yeah, good. The ammunition recharge of the skills has been split between game modes and has been increased from 8 seconds to 10 seconds of PvP only. Yeah, that's a good change, because basically this would like spam clones and spam DPS. So that's good. Tides of Time. Yeah, again, carry potential of Mesmer, like a fucking meme-pocalypse, okay? In PvE. Fixed a bug in which this skill could strike multiple times per wave. So basically this doesn't like solo break bars, like massive nerf in fractals and raids. Oof! Big oof there. Wow, that's... Okay, so for reference, guys, this could do like 700 break bar damage, and now it will only do 100, I guess? Or 200, because it will go there and back, right? So, yeah. Ooh! Ooh! Ouch! Ouchie! Okay. Chaos Vortex. The might granted by the skills has been changed from 3 seconds to 8 seconds to 2 seconds for 15 seconds. Oh, wow. I mean... well, I guess, yeah. I mean, what? Interesting. So this is the staff ambush skill. When you would use it, you gain might and vigor, I think, or was it might and fury? I can't actually remember. And you give that to all your allies and yourself as well. So I mean, there you go. They want you to get less instant might, like be able to stack might slower, but they want you to still be able to do it in a way, like still be able to build up some power. So I mean, yeah, okay. They just want you to be less bursty. Fair enough. Jaunt. The number of charges this skill can hold has been split between gamers and reduced from 3 charges to 2 charges in PvP and World of Sword. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty big actually. Big fucking change. This is gonna... Now you only have access to... Oh, now you only have access to 3 blinks instead of 4, okay? Yeah, big memes, dude. But yeah, so this is that's 50%, 33% reduction, of course, from 3 to 2. So yeah, big nerf there. A significant hit to not only, it's a bit like the mobility, but also you can use that as an offensive tool. I would expect to see this used less as an offensive tool, right? Okay, yeah. Rather than before. So you'll actually use this as more of a defensive tool now, rather than you actually use I'm going on you, right? That's gonna happen less now. Right, so moving on. Signet of Human. Wait, no. Oh my. No, what is this? Oh shit, dude. Oh, ArenaNet have like actually a billion IQ. What the fuck? They know. Nice. Wait, why? I don't understand. Okay, right. Seriously, explain this to me. Like, how can they know about this, right? And then this is just here. Like, how can they know about this for so long and only now patch it? Why did they wait so long? Well, it looks like everyone's going to actually... You know what's really interesting? That in Fractals, other classes are actually going to have to try and break the bar now as well, not just the Mesmer. Moa does 600 break bar damage down from 1k. I mean, yeah, like Moa is really OP. Now this is less OP. Oh, Signet of Inspiration. Here we go. The active effect of the Signet no longer shares the Mesmer's boons with allies. Instead, it now extends the duration of all allies' current boons by 5 seconds. Now... This is actually fine in PvE, and I'm not joking, guys. I'm not ArenaNet shilling him. This is actually fine in PvE, okay? Now hear me out. This is actually fine. So, this means you just have to know when to use it. What I don't like about this is that, like, if someone gets corrupt, well, it punishes your allies for being bad, okay? So if you're on Soulless Horror and you get corrupted, now you don't get boons back for, like, fucking forever. Like, if you miss wells and you don't have quickness on you, you get fucked, right? If you downstate and you lose your alacrity, you get fucked. You know, so it's kind of interesting that what this actually implies, right? Yeah, the one thing I don't like, actually, is the fact that there's going to be a delay on quickness no matter how fast you are, right? Even if you go crazy, you have to, like, precast the well now or something, so that's not the biggest fan of that, but I mean, that's just how it goes. Like, Mesmer was really OP, it had it coming. You know what the true casualty here is? And this is something that I actually really don't like about this change, actually. The massive casualty of war here, and normally I wouldn't skip down, but I am going to skip down in this particular instance. The massive casualty of war here is Chrono in World vs. World, right? So, Bountiful Disillusionment. This trait now only applies boons to the Mesmer. So basically, now, if you want to play... I mean, wow, big wow. So this trait is fucking horrible now, pretty much in PvE. Where would you even use this? I guess, well, you'd still use this in PvP on, like, the Chaos Mirage AIDS Fiesta build, I guess.
Yeah, certainly.
But, and I guess you'd probably play it on Chrono as well, but I think Chrono doesn't really see. But anyway, this trait fucking sucks. It was really OP, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong, okay? But this sucks. Yeah, it's trash. You would play Chaotic Interruption on World vs. World, but damn, dude, like, not being able to shit at the boons sucks. And also, Signet of Inspiration is like pure dog shit now in World vs. World. Like, it's, well, maybe not dog shit, but it's really way worse, because the good thing about Signet was that you could, like, reapply boons that get corrupted on people very, very quickly, including stability. Now you can't do that. You can't put the boons back on them. And I actually agree with ArenaNet's assertion here. Like, I'm actually not roasting the change, I'm just describing the change. So, this is correct. This is intended to put more emphasis on the Signet as a skill that augments other support skills rather than one that supports skills feed into. Correct, right? And this is exactly what they've done with this change. It had it coming, but the casualty of war being Mesmer feels fucking bad. Okay, it feels damn bad. Guys, you can't just sit back and get carried by the Mesmer. You actually have to kind of carry your own ass now. Now, the real thing about Mimic, though, do you run Mimic at this point? I kind of want to say no. You can't continuum split it. Although, if you play Chaos, you can have, like, a cooldown reduction on it as well. But do you want to actually mimic abilities? Probably not, because you need the Alacrity Well now, actually, I think. In fact, I think you need the Alacrity Well. So, I think you probably run, like, the old school setup here, actually, maybe. I want to say. In fact, I think so. Yeah, you probably run very much an old school setup with Signet of Inspiration, Whirl of Action, Whirl of Recall. And then, you know what I don't like? The thing I really don't like about the Mimic change, guys, so basically the Mimic change can't be reset by Continuum Split. I don't mind nerfing Mimic, but it inconveniences people, okay? So now, suppose I want to do the Heat Room, right? Okay, on the Fractal. I can't instantly skip it with Triple Blink anymore. Annoying, okay? On Escort Event, you'll actually have to swap Chronos now. You have to alternate portals, right? Because you can't CS Mimic and get another portal out of that. Really annoying, okay? Really annoying. The one massive change here, guys, like, huge nerf, is that resistance uptime is gone, right? You have no resistance uptime now. This is a massive change. Like, the biggest change here for Mesmer, okay, with regards to Chaos Mesmer, is that before you would have literally permanent resistance uptime. Okay, that is not going to happen anymore, right? That is toast. That's toasted. The only way you'll get resistance is pretty much from a Firebrand now, right? Actually, in a raid scenario, I don't see you getting it from anywhere else. But in other words, look, I actually really like this design, guys. I actually really like this design. And basically, what we've got here is the actual theme and flavor of the class has finally been implemented, right? You have to synergize, like, you have to build a group that can synergize, right, and be spicy. And this actually does exactly what they said, and honestly, exactly what should have been done ages ago, right? This requires you to actually think about your team composition and theorycraft. This is great for people like me, terrible for bad players. So, ArenaNet hates casuals. Clip it, send it to Reddit. Let's go. Signet of Midnight. This Signet's passive effect now grants 180 expertise at level 80 instead of flat condition duration, so in order to be consistent with other effects. This isn't an intentional nerf, but it is a nerf. They did this to... I actually believe them when they say this. They do like to have their consistency. This was really... To be fair, it was pretty OP. It gave 20% condition duration, which is 300 stat, 300 expertise. So they've nerfed this down. Mirage gets nerfed in all game modes. Get wrecked. Yeah, it's still very good, though. You're probably still going to run this. It's still a very strong ability. The stealth... and the blind, very good in PvP, and just the DPS increase, very good in PvE. Just have to run a bit more expertise, right, to compensate for the loss there. You've lost 120 stats, so fairly significant nerf. Consider that as like 4 might stacks, right? Portal. This is actually a big change, guys. Don't be deceived here, okay? The duration of time the Mesmer has to portal has been split between game modes. The duration has been reduced from 60 seconds to 30 seconds in PvP and WoW, so it remains unchanged in PvE. So, okay, obviously, because it's irrelevant in PvE, right? But in PvP and World vs. World, 30 seconds. That is a 50% cooldown reduction. That is like a pretty big fucking nerf to Portal. Of course, the actual strength of the ability is still there, right? Okay, so it's not bad, okay? It ain't bad. But this means that you actually have to be more decisive with your portals, right? You can't just... You can't just, like, fire and forget, right, and say, oh, looks like I've got a portal on fire. Looks like you get decap, bitch, okay? You can't hold people. You can't use portals like almost like an extra player, in a way, nearly as much, right? Because it's only 30 seconds, right? So you've got to do something. You've got to do it. Yeah. And that is an excellent change. Portal, one of the most OP abilities in PvP, I kind of want to say. Like, it's incredibly strong ability. And I think you're obviously still going to see play, right? This isn't going anywhere, but it's definitely a good nerf. And it's been toned down. Feels good, man. World versus World, I guess it's just to be standardized. And honestly, in World versus World, you don't typically need long anyway, so that doesn't really affect World versus World in my mind. Continuous, but they fixed a bug. Bountiful Disillusionment, like I said, this is a massive nerf. Like, it removes chaos in PvE, probably. To be fair, the Signet change might have done that as well. Because one of the reasons why Bountiful Disillusionment was so good is because it gave you boons to share, right? Okay? Now... it gives you boons to apply to yourself more. Okay, so I mean, there you go. Like, you know, it's not good. Danger Time. This trait's effect now applies to illusions. Now this is an interesting one. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay. Okay. So what does Danger Time do? Let's talk about it, chat. Gain additional critical hit chance against slowed enemies. Critical hits deal additional damage to slowed enemies. This bonus is also applied to your illusions. So you get 30% crit and 30% critical chance increase, right? So what do they want you to do here?
This maybe makes Power Chrono really good.
Yeah, so what they want you to do here, right, is they want you to use this on a Power Chrono build, right? Because your Phantasms are going to benefit from this and crit more. So because Chrono's always had a bit of trouble, right, with crit capping, right? And now you'll do that for free, pretty much. Well, now if you take this, you won't have a problem, but only if you can keep 100% slow, right? Okay, and how would you do that actually? How would you do 100% slow? Is that reliable? I think honestly, I don't think this is even focused at PvE, because in PvE you want the improved alacrity anyway, right? Because that's really fucking good. I think this is targeted at PvP, right? And World vs. World, I suppose. They want you to run this on a power. Probably power greatsword build. Well, of course it's fucking greatsword, right? But yeah, they probably want you to run this like on some kind of power spiker chrono build. So they want Mirage. Look, they want Mirage to be Condi, right? Okay, and they want Chrono to be power. Is basically what I'm getting from this. So I mean, is this good enough? Can you consistently slow people? So look at this next trait though. Maybe this will clarify the situation. Lost Time, a pretty much trait that never really saw play, but will it see play now? What does it do? This trait now delivers its slowing strike when the Mesmer disables their okay. Okay, that makes sense. Instead of after the Mesmer's built charges, its base strike damage is reduced by 50%, but it's crit. Yeah, okay, blah blah blah. So the same as normal. So basically, it crits harder, but the base damage is reduced. So you got to get crits. Okay. So they want you to play, instead of Chrono Phantasma, they want you to play Lost Time for this build. So in other words, when you land your Shield 5 or your Greatsword 5 or your Gravity Well, you will proc a slow on them, so you get a bit of damage with the lost time. And then, if you get them with a big, you know, Greatsword 4, you get them with a big Shatter or something like that, you get a massive spike right off that, is what they're going for here. Good change here to Chaos, because honestly, this trait was the most Resonant Sleeper shit ever. But yeah, with regards to Chrono, I mean, yeah, interesting changes actually, interesting design changes. Let's see if it pans out. I don't really have much to say on this. I don't think this will see play. Let me just put it like that, okay? I'm not feeling it, but cool design change. Maybe we'll see some people experiment with it. I'm sure we will. All right, Mirror of Anguish. This trait has been renamed to Auspicious Anguish. It now causes the skill Distortion to instantly recharge when the Mesmer is affected by control of it. Oh, that's pretty good. Wait a minute. What? Wait, Chaos Mirage, anyone? Interesting. I wonder if you'd run that over the Staff trait. Probably not. When Distortion ends, gain a random boon. Oh, I kind of dude, this is great. Love this flavor, dude. This trait has a cooldown of 50 seconds. So it's a long-ass cooldown, but dude, cool flavor. Yeah, cool trait. I actually really like this. What this used to do is that it would like reflect a CC on a 90-second cooldown. Really Resonant Sleeper, not very interesting. But that's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, I like the design on that. The other trait was really boring, really uninteractive. This is much more exciting. I like that. As we said, you know, Staff trait, absolutely crazy. Probably going to run that instead. But good effort. I like it. I actually really like the design on that. Good stuff. Okay, Power Block. The damage of the skill is increased by 20%, so that it now matches its tooltip. This trait can no longer critically hit foes. So again, this is just like the normalized thing, right? They've done this to all the traits like this, right? They've gone through all of them and changed this.
But can't crit.
Yeah, 20%, but it can't crit. So basically, on builds that can't crit, it's better. I mean. But anyway, so overall for Mesmer, guys, Mesmer, alright, has finally got the treatment it deserves. Honestly, Mirage didn't get nerfed that hard in PvP, by the way. Like, it's a bit of a nerf, but not that hard, to be honest. It's still kind of where it is. Just some overall slaps. The Portal nerf is like is pretty big, to be honest, and the Jaunt nerf kind of stings too. But yeah, and in PvE, Mesmer just got what it deserves. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Chrono mains. Guys, I play Chrono. You know how much I love Chrono, right? Had it coming. It really had it coming. Oh, we also forgot to talk about the Wells. The Wells got buffed. And as a result of that, well, to compensate for Signet, basically. This is like the payment for this, right? And it's like, okay, imagine if someone like removed all of your limbs, okay, and they gave you like £3. Okay, they give you £3. Like, yeah, here's your compensation. The government, you go to war, Matter. Okay, Chrono goes to war, and like Gorsel rips all your limbs off, right? And you come out of the raid, and then Evan Nashbird's like, oh, whoa, I'm gonna give you your compensation, and the compensation is like 3 gold. Okay, that's basically what this is. Okay, right? So like Chrono's like his arm's off, his fucking leg is just somewhere in Spirit Vale. Oh, 3 gold. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's basically what this is. But yeah, Chrono had it coming. It's still going to be really good, though. But I am really excited to see the Renegade side of this equation, guys, actually. Because, honestly, quickness uptime will go down because you actually have to stand in the wells now, okay? In the same way that you have to go in the mantras for the Firebrand and be together. So I genuinely believe that they have hit Chrono so hard here that you will see Firebrand Renegade start popping up, especially since I'm told that Renegade is better as well. Let's see if people are fucking liars when we get there. But, yeah, Chrono had it coming. Mesmer's still very, very strong. You can't AFK as hard in Fractals because the CC is nerfed. Had it coming. Had it coming. Moving on. Necro! This is honestly one of the most disappointing reworks I have ever seen. What is this? This is nowhere near as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Well, that's okay though. Death Nova. The time between jagged horror summons has been reduced from 15 seconds to 3 seconds! So basically, in a fight with ads, I actually think you run Death Magic on Scourge now. That's how good this is, okay?
In PvE, yes.
Spectral Wall! Right, Spectral Wall. So, this ability is now a ring. It's called Spectral Ring now. It now creates a circular ring instead of a line. Its duration has been split between game modes, lasting 8 seconds in PvE and 5 seconds in PvP and Wolfsword. This skill cannot apply fear to the same foe more than once every 1.5 seconds. And it's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Really good for Kadim kiting, because you can put this shot on Kadim, all the little slubs will just get feared away. Fucking nice, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Good shit, good shit. Will this see play in PvP in World versus World? I wonder, actually. Because suppose you're going for a res, or you're going for a stomp, right? Okay? So suppose Chummy here, I Pyrate, okay? Mice Crispy, right? Right? So suppose he's in the down state, right? My lad's in the down state. And I'm Blood Necro, okay? So I transfusion him, and I put the Spectral Wall on myself and start rezzing this man, okay? So when people try and run in to stomp him and interrupt me, they get feared away. Or suppose, there's a down state, right? Okay? And I'm trying to kill him. I'm trying to kill Mice Crispy, right? And I put my spectral fucking ring on him, right? To deny people reviving him, okay? Can I see that? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So I definitely some potential in this ability, guys, I think. Maybe not in PvP. I think maybe in PvP is a bit of a stretch. But I think it will definitely see some experimentation. We'll probably see Valen play it on his Reaper build when he's unbanned. Yeah, I think potential. Nice change. Nice change. Okay, Spectral Walk. The recharge time of this skill has been reduced from 50 seconds to 40 seconds. It now consumes 1 condition every 2 seconds it's active, up to 6 conditions at its full duration, converting each condition into 4% life force. It no longer grants life force when the Necromancer takes damage. Basically, this is because this was kind of a like spectral armor, but with speed, right? So they've given it its own identity. So now what it does is it's like a condition management utility as well, and an escape tool, right? Because you still have this teleport thing, right? That's pretty fucking good. Like this was already run on the Spectral Reaper build thingy. So yeah. I can see this being pretty damn strong actually. So you get a bunch of life force. You consume those life forces while you run away from people, and then you can port back as well. So I think this is actually quite a powerful ability. Okay, Lich form. The recharge time of this skill has been reduced from 180 seconds to 150. This is actually just to directly compensate for removing Spectral Mastery. Okay, this is the cooldown it would have without Spectral Mastery. Will it see play? No. Instances of like really cheesy ass like power builds, right? Okay, you know what I mean? Like, really cheesy ass stuff. You'll see Lich form. But other than that. No. It's a shame they didn't rework it, honestly. I would like to see a rework on Lich form, to be honest. It needs to be reworked again because it's well, honestly, if you like watch some dank montage videos, you'll see it being used, right? You know, like the Power Reaper spiking, like 8k orders and shit, but not, no. It's a fun ability. Maybe it's just a fun ability. Who knows? I don't know. I don't mind. I guess I don't mind it, but it's being a fun ability. Would like to see some changes because I'd love to use this in PvE in particular to be like the full minion monster, right? Yeah, good for memes, but for actual competitive play, I don't think Lich Form will really see a lot of play. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, it's a little bit too long corner. If it was 90 seconds like Rampage, okay, now we'd be talking maybe. But ArenaNet hates Necro. Kidding. All right. So moving on from Lich Form, Reaper's Protection. But whatever, what it does now is this trait has been renamed Dark Defiance. It now causes Necromancer to gain protection for 3 seconds when affected by control effects and causes protection as applied to the Necromancer to reduce their incoming condition damage by 20%. This trait has a cooldown of 20 seconds. So in combination with Corruptor's Fervor, you actually get 40% condition damage reduction on this. Because to be honest, if you want to deal with conditions, you're just run Necromantic Corruption, right? With and you can get rid of conditions pretty easily. So this trait probably doesn't really have any place. The protection duration is really low as well, only 3 seconds. So it's not really that good. I mean, you have some with Beyond the Veil as well, right? But no, I don't see it. I don't see that trait really seeing play. In general, I don't see Death Magic seeing play in competitive gamers. This is obviously aimed at a kind of a competitive thing. I don't really see it seeing play in competitive. Like, I don't know. Would you run this on core? You wouldn't even run Death Magic in core Necro, would you? You'd run probably like Blood Curses, Soul Reaping. Maybe you'd run like for tank, like ultra tanky Necro. You'd run like Scepter, like Condi Necro. With Corruptor's Fervor and Dark Defiance, but you don't have enough protection to justify. I don't know. Yeah. In general, I think they just this trait was just shit. They wanted to rework it a bit. Not every trait has to be good, guys. Much more interesting than it used to be. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. But I don't think you're really going to see that. Alrighty. Abrasive Grit. They put this back to how it was, same duration, but they fixed the rune, right? Well, they fixed its interaction with the rune. They fixed its interaction from the rune, okay? The effect only occurs with barrier from Scourge skills and traits. Yes, ArenaNet, smart, big brain. So now this is, the Might Stack Scourge is actually alive again, or a bit better anyway, or certainly much more consistent. So they brought that back, and also it's much easier to get value at the condition cons as well. So basically they put Heal Necro back to what it was in terms of condition cons. Right, so yeah, that's what I'm doing with Abrasive Grit. It's back to normal. So Might Stack of Scourge is much more consistent. Condition Cleanse on F3 is better as well. So this is basically a buff across all game modes for this trait, pretty much. The other version was very difficult to connect, especially on Heal Scourge. There was actually quite a hefty nerf to hit. Well, hefty nerf, I say. It was an inconvenience for Heal Scourge. You couldn't Condition Cleanse as easy. The ease of use was really, really bad. Like the quality of life on this trait was really, really bad. But they put it back. Good change. And it doesn't fuck up because of the rune. So, good job. Honestly, I would have actually liked to see the boon power of Necro be augmented, especially seeing as they're trying to buff like 10 target might for Guardian and Ellie, especially seeing as they nerfed it on Chrono as well, actually. Like, so, I think they actually should have buffed Abrasive Grit and maybe some other stuff in maybe Blood that gives might as well. Maybe we just haven't got to that yet. But yeah, honestly, they should buff like the boon capabilities of Necro because Plague Doctor should be what you play on Scourge, but it won't be because the concentration is really bad, right? So you have to some changes still needed, but I'm sure that they wanted to do Death Magic for Necro this time. So I'm sure we'll see it later on. Alrighty. Chill of Death, oh boy, and Chilling Nova. Hey, I'm sure Angels is happy about this. Basically they made these abilities not able to crit. So let's explain what these traits are, guys. So Chill of Death, basically, let's mouse over it here. It gave you a Spinal Shivers proc when you hit someone below 50%. So in other words, this was really frustrating in PvP because a Reaper does a fuck ton of damage, right? Like 25 might, big damage, okay? And especially if they're in Shroud, right? They're spiking you. If they hit you under 50% health with like a sweep of their Scythe, right? Or something like that, which already does a lot of damage because they got 25 might. Yeah, you would just pretty much get one shot. Because Spinal Shivers, if you've got 3 boons, can crit you for what? Like 5k? More even, maybe? Like 4 to 5k? So it was pretty frustrating trying to deal with, but now they've made it it's still going to be good, right? Don't get me wrong, this is still pretty good, right? Having a free Spinal Shivers proc, juicy every 20 seconds, and does a lot of damage. It still does a lot of damage, and it still rips boons and it chills, which is really annoying, right? Long duration of chill as well, even on like a power class. So it's still a strong trait, definitely still a strong option, but not as abusive, right? Not as just like, oh, that's unfun, right? Oh, I just got like crit by an instant cast fucking 4k spike, right? Ugh, not nice. So they balanced this trait basically, and it's in line with all the other stuff they're doing. So yeah, this trait definitely had it coming. Chilling Nova, they've done the same. This is, and they've also increased the damage in PvE because they want to, maintain some of the power level in gamers where it doesn't really matter that much. So Chilling Nova, this is actually a nerf to Power Reaper. Oh. The damage of this trait is increased by 25% in PvE, but it can't crit in all game modes. Again, they've normalized this so these little procs can't crit to make them, I guess, consistent across the competitive game modes, but they did it in PvE as well. So they've increased the damage by 25%, but you can't crit. So again, DPS loss for Power Reaper. No! Feels bad, man, but yeah, who cares? Yeah, Power Reaper is honestly still okay. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world, but it is unfortunate that Power Reaper had to take the brunt. Honestly, maybe they should have just like doubled the damage because Power Reaper is still bad, right? Well, it's not bad. It's just not, it could do with a buff perhaps, right? In PvE. So they could have said, fuck it, right? Let's make Chilling Nova like 200% better or something just for like meme purposes. But yeah, I guess they don't want to do that, but that's fine. Okay, now we get to so Death Nova. The time between jagged, I love this, okay? Summons have been reduced from 15 seconds to 3 seconds. You know when I said this was like the worst rework ever, okay? I was disappointed. I hadn't read this yet, okay? Fucking nice, okay? A maximum of 5 jagged horrors can be summoned at a time. Summoning a new jagged horror after each expansion will kill the oldest one. So, in other words, you get like 5 little buddies, okay? You get 5 little fellas, right? That you can summon as a result of this. And what does this mean, okay? Each of these guys has around 700 DPS, if I recall correctly. So in other words, on fights where ads exist, this is very good, okay? This is very good. Because think about it, you lose Life Force generation, right? Because you don't have Soul Reaping, right? But why do you need that when there are ads dying constantly, right? Okay, well, oh, you don't, Teapot, you don't. So, in other words, not only do you get all the Life Force, right, and you get more Life Force thanks to Soul Comprehension, you also get these little jagged horrors, and each of them applies 700 DPS, something like that. So something like that, guys. Big damage, big damage. And Yeah, you probably run death magic on fights with ads now for Necro, and you'll run something like this, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Death magic. There you go, and that's kind of fun. And you'll run your Scourge build here. Yeah, you'll run that on fights with ads. Cool. I love some build variation on Necro. So this is going to be good, maybe on stuff like Zera, perhaps. Maybe even Gorseval because of the little ghosts. Nah, probably not actually. Sabbather, of course. I imagine you'll run this. Yeah, as long as you can keep enough burning for the epi bounces as well. So you'll actually have to consider that as well. How you're going to get some burning. Maybe not everyone runs it if you like stack mass necros, or if you're only one necro, you don't worry about epi maybe, so you don't need it anyway. Let's see what other bosses could you run this on with ads. Slothosaur, this might be good, but then again, Necro is not, yeah. Conjured Amalgamate, if you Necro on Conjured Amalgamate is a bit, but yeah, sure, right? Yeah. And you get the picture, right? You get the idea, lads, right? You run this on a fight with ads, cool build variation, cool trait. Always love this build. Glad to see it kind of make a bit of a resurgence. Big fan, big fan, big fan. Fear of Death. Your fear effects have increased durations. Inflicting fear generates life force. Now, on Scourge in PvP, yes, okay? So in other words, one of the problems that Necro has always had in Guild Wars 2, right? Let me log my PvP Scourge. So one of the things that Scourge struggles with, right, is opening with life force, right? You start with 0, right? Okay? You start with 0 life force. Feels bad, man. Okay? But... okay, with this, right, with this trait, so I've got, let me just spend all my life force real quick. All right, there we go. So I've got 0 life force on my Scourge, right? Okay, so now if I open with a fear, okay, I get the soul marks. I have 15% with fear of death. And, bear in mind, guys, I have gluttony, so I get another 10%. So let's see how much life force. So we're on 4% right now. Let's use our Reaper's Mark. Kapow. So we went from 4%, so we got 19% life force off one ability, right? That's pretty good, okay? That's pretty good. But anyway, this is definitely a trait I would expect to see play. Can this make Terror good? That's the real question. Honestly, maybe. 2 seconds of fear. Basically, your fears do 2k damage now, right? So if you actually connect them, right? That's pretty significant. If you corrupt a fear, again, that's another 2k damage. That hurts, right? That stings a bit, So interesting stuff. Although, guys, they did actually, but the one thing I want to skip over to right now is that this trait, Vital Persistence, it still competes with Vital Persistence, guys, because Vital Persistence is pretty good, right? This is pretty good.
Vital Persistence.
Oh, they removed the cooldown. Oh, wow. Interesting. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So Vital Persistence. Yeah, let's go through this normally, actually, because otherwise it's going to get confusing, right? So this is a really good trait, right? But it does compete with Vital Persistence. So Vital Persistence, they removed the cooldown reduction. They made the cooldown reduction baseline, but they removed the free Spectral Armor, which actually kind of sucks. That free Spectral Armor was kind of a bit of a lifeline, actually. That is unfortunate, to be honest. And they gave you 15% cooldown reduction on your Shroud skills for free. So actually, nerf to Scourge in PvE. Why? Okay, well, feels bad. Bit of quite a significant nerf, actually. 5% cooldown reduction on the shade skills actually kind of sucks. But you do get it baseline, so hey, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do about it?
No,
All right, so since the trade, you get this baseline, but you don't get your free Spectral Armor anymore, which kind of sucks. But you do have that baseline. So in other words, you're not fully reliant on Vital Persistence to get that cooldown reduction. The other thing is, though, Vital Persistence is actually pretty good, so it increases your incoming healing, right? So in other words, your Firebrand will heal you for 10% more, right? In PvP, right? What will be better here remains to be seen. I honestly think that Fear of Death is probably better. Like, the life force generation is really good, right? Really good on Fear of Death. You drop the Signet now. Here's the thing: is that Plague Signet is not for cleanse on Necro. Plague Signet is actually for damage. This ability is so fucking strong in like the 2v2. If you can transfer all the conditions on you onto an enemy, you are going to destroy them. Okay, that's why Plague Signet is good. Not just for the cleanse, right? Transfer is way better than cleanse. So bear that in mind with Signet. That's why it's difficult to drop the Signet, right? But anyway, there you go. Moving on. So these set of changes, like to Soul Reaping with the Soul Barbs. So Soul Barbs, you're supposed to run this in PvE pretty much. And this is actually fun for Power Reaper, because I think Power Reaper will run this, and it maybe compensates for the nerf that they had in the Reaper trait line. You're maybe going to want to go in Shroud, right, and like flick Shroud, just so you can get this 10% modifier, right? Because you can keep this up 100% of the time pretty much, right, with Alacrity, right? So you can like go in and then flick it and then just come out and keep Gravediggering for a 10% DPS increase. Definitely worth it there.
Yeah, that's worth it.
And you'll probably run this on Scourge as well, because it's better than the other alternatives, I think. Maybe the more Life Force is potentially good, actually, so you can spam your Shroud abilities more on DPS Conny Scourge as well. But yeah, I think Soul Barbs, you're probably going to run that, I guess. Well, you don't do much power. Unless it's condition damage as well, but I don't think it is. But yeah, it's probably... You won't run Vital Persistence, that's not really that good. But to kind of compensate for not running Vital Persistence, they added... They changed Strength of Undeath to Soul Battery, which now gives you 20% extra life force, just baseline. That's good in all the game modes, obviously. But they removed the 10% damage increase. Oh my god, okay, never mind. Dude, this is a roller coaster of emotions, matter. So they put that on Soul Barbs. This is actually kind of a nerf then, because to Power Reaper and just Scourge in general. Necro in general. Oh well. Feels bad, man. Fucking get wrecked, dude. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't want to say about that. I mean, poor old Power Reaper, dude. They just don't like him. Don't like the little fella. That's okay though, I guess. Yeah, he gets fucking just dominated, matter. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's what I have to say about that. So yeah, there you go. All the Spectral stuff is fine. They got rid of Spectral Mastery, so that's a thing. Soul Barbs, they kind of shuffled some damage modifiers around, so it's kind of the same, but slightly worse. Poor old Necro, getting the hammer once again for no reason, but that's okay. Well, not really no reason. Like I said, Scourge in PvE is OP. Scourge is basically meta in every single game mode, so I mean, hey, it kind of has it coming if you think about it. But if anything, I kind of feel like they've almost buffed it in PvP, actually. Like, these Life Force generation stuff is really, really strong. Like, having new utility options as well is really, really strong as well. The only thing that sucks is you lose some recharge. You've lost like a second on all of these. Like, they come back a second slower. So that's one thing that's kind of a bit of a nerf. I can't wait to see if Terra sees play. Like, Terra actually might be good now. Although the Corrupt from Path of Corruption is, of course, pretty good. But Terra might even be good now, just because of how much fear you can apply. And applying fear is going to be really good for you, like loads of life force and damage as well, because they can't, if you're feared, you can't really do much about it unless you have a stun break. So you can like destroy people with terror, right? Like it's going to do so much, especially if you have 25 might. Let's just look. Let's just do 25 might here. Right, here we go. Give me another one. Right, 25 might. Terror does 1.3k damage a second. Okay, that's pretty fucking good. So if your guardian like empowers on you, 1.3k DPS over 2 seconds. Like you just spike people for 2k damage, right? With the fear. Potentially good, actually. Potentially good. Not bad. Not bad. Lost 2,000 health. And losing the vitality is good, but vitality is a pretty bad stat, so you don't have to worry too much about that. The only place it's good is PvP, and even there, you already have like 27k health, dude. Like you're not too sad about that, right? 20% CDR hurts. It does, but it's gone down to 15% permanently.
What
so
rune are you at the moment?
All right, moving on. Moving on, guys. Final trait, Weakening Shroud and Spiteful Spirit. So Spiteful Spirit, they increase the damage in PvE, but it can't crit in all game modes. Again, normalizing it. This is a nerf to Power Reaper, pretty big nerf, like the spike, because you won't get a crit there. And of course, Reaper has loads of ferocity, so crits are really important. So another pretty big nerf in PvP to Power Reaper. And you run a Spiteful Spirit, sees play in World as well, so a nerf there too. Weakening Shroud, same thing. The damage, though, you don't care about the damage on Weakening Shroud, really. So again, this is just like ceremonial. It's just for flavor purposes. All right, so there you go. Overall changes to Necro. Really interesting. Nice Death Magic redesign. Love the fact that you'll play Death Magic sometimes. Cool Spectral reworks. And yeah, Terror, really interesting. The Fear changes, really interesting. Life Force changes to Scourge and PvP. Really, really spicy. I like it. I think it definitely will see at least some play. Trait reshuffling. Interesting as well. Now it makes this middle trait interesting, because before it was Vital Persistence or you're an idiot, or Spectral if you ran the Spectral Reaper build. But now you actually have some choices, and I like choices, okay? So yeah, overall really good stuff for Necro. Minions, meme-tastic, guys. Meme-tastic minions. They put Heal Necro back. Well, they put Abrasive Grit back to how it should have been, really. And cool Spectral Works. All right. All right. So, nice. Here we go. Ranger. Call of the Wild. They reduce the Fury uptime. So basically, a lot of these changes are going to be like nerfing the boon output of Soulbeast, right? This boon beast thing. So Fury down from 10 seconds to 6 seconds in PvP. Okay, Bear Stance. This will now attempt to consume a condition before it heals. In other words, it will try and get rid of poison, right? In other words, if you heal with poison, it might remove the poison before you heal, therefore making it better, right? Okay, so, yep, buff. Moa Stance. This cooldown of the skills will increase from 25 seconds to 40 seconds of PP only. Basically, this is because Moa Stance, guys. So Moa Stance, what it does is it gives you a bunch of boons, right? Okay, bunch of boons, and 66% boon duration, I believe, yeah. So they've, again, this was really, really strong in PvP because you would use this, charge yourself up, and like bounce boons back and forth between yourself, or like eat an ecto, right? Really disgusting. Absolutely insane. Like 66% boon duration is an absurd amount of stats, guys, right? Absolutely insane amount of stats. That is 1,000 concentration, pretty much. That is insane, right? On a 25-second cooldown for 10 seconds. And bear in mind, guys, okay, you could even run Leader of the Pack, right? For more duration on that. So that will be 15 seconds. So like a very high uptime on Moa Stance. They've basically countered that. They've reduced that down now, okay? So again, Boon Beast getting the hammer, right? How's it coming? Dolyak Stance. This skill no longer applies retaliation. It now reduces incoming condition damage and physical damage by 33% for the direct. Whoa. Wait. Unremovable double prot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's...
Okay. I don't know. That's a very big buff. I mean, yeah, not having the retail is, you know, obviously retail is really aids, right? Especially when you have it permanently.
That's really strong.
But that's really good.
Yeah.
Especially when you share it as well. Because I think I've not seen Rom playing like this just for the duration, honestly, more than anything else, right? He plays Leader of the Pack now? Or am I just crazy here?
You pretty much run the Leader of the Pack.
You always run the Leader of the Pack.
Yeah. So, in other words, suppose you're with, you're I mean, obviously, it's a bit of like a 1v1 setup, right? But suppose you are in a 2v2, right? And you share this to your lad. Okay, they also get damage reduction, which is unremovable for 4.5 seconds. That's pretty good. That's really strong.
That's really strong in 2v2s, maybe.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. Very, very powerful effect there, actually, on a fairly short cooldown as well. So fair play, dude. Fair fucking play. I guess they really want to emphasize kind of using the team play with regards to Dolyak Stance in this thing, and give it a more of a unique modifier. But wait, it already... Didn't it always... Wait, did they change it? Does it still make you unstoppable, right? As in you can't get slowed?
Yeah, that you always had.
Yeah, it makes you fully unstoppable, so you can't be immobilized, chilled, crippled, and it gives you this damage reduction. Yeah, I know it was before, right? But I just want to see if they replaced it. They didn't replace it. It still gives you. That's really good. Wow, this ability is a fucking powerhouse, dude. Like, I mean, this was already played on Soulbeast, but damn, dude, you ain't getting rid of this anytime soon. Incredibly powerful ability, Dolyak Stance, guys. Incredibly strong. Yeah, so juicy stuff there. Dolyak Stance, very, very powerful ability. Okay, Griffin Stance. This skill no longer it's no longer instant, and now evades for 1 second in addition to its current effects. Oh, I see. So when you use Griffin Stance, your character will okay. So when you use this ability, the cast time is an evade, right? Yeah. Okay, so you evade while you cast this. So it's trying to be like lightning reflexes in a way, I think, right? Because what lightning reflexes does, guys, let's take a look at lightning reflexes. It evades you back and gives you vigor, right? For endurance, right? And it's a stun break, right? And Griffin Stance is trying to be a bit like that in a way, right? I suppose. And you've got super speed on that as well. So again, it's kind of like that mobility tool. Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. Does it compete though with lightning reflexes, right? That's the real question. Yeah, because especially with the trait, right? Utilities. Well, yeah, can that compete? Can that compete? It gives you 100% endurance regeneration, right? So you get your dodges back really fast. Super speed is really nice too. You get an instant half dodge back as well. And you gain the might and super speed when you evade, right? So pretty potent stuff there, right? Yeah, not being a stun break sucks though. That hurts, right? And of course, in Wilderness Survival, you actually trait it with Wilderness Knowledge for the Fury. Not just the Fury though. You have Fury and double condition remove, and it's an evade back.
Also,
and it's a stun break as well.
So run Quickening Zephyr.
Already right off the bat, can it compete? I don't know about that one, boys. I don't know about that one. Because already, especially now with Dolyak Stance, you're probably still gonna want Moa Stance. Probably, it's still such a strong ability, just right off the bat, right?
Stance is still too good.
So this would be kind of the setup you would run, and can you replace it with another stance? I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. I mean, this is kind of like the setup, right, for the Soulbeast kind of meme, right? Like, can you get away with dropping lightning reflexes for yet another stance? Probably not, honestly. It's pretty good. But anyway. Right, I think that's it for the stances. Cool. Interesting to see. They've tried to turn down the boon application, but also they gave it like unremovable. They said, you know what? We took away your boons. Let's give you unremovable boons instead. Nice. All right. Moving on. Spirits. They fixed a bug in which nature spirits could continue to apply effects to allies after they were defeated. The base health of spirits has been increased by 25%. Oh shit, matter. This is a big nerf.
The faces
actually
don't linger.
Oh
like
yeah, it won't linger. Fuck. Yeah. So that's a huge nerf. So you're actually gonna have downtime if you move. Okay, that's a good change because this is really OP, of course. But yeah, wow. So in other words, you actually have downtime now, right? You have guaranteed downtime because when they die, the effect goes away. So you won't actually have 100% downtime. You have to be quite clever with your usage. You need to be a big brain druid now to play this shit. Okay, all right. Yeah, you have to be big brain, Matter. Big brain. Huge brain. So, right. Frost Spirit, the name of the spirit that is summoned by the skills and changed from Spirit of Frost to Frost Spirit to be consistent with... Okay, so roleplay. Ambidexterity, fixed a bug, which the bonus stats that trait granted could be incorrectly applied. Okay, bug. Nature's Vengeance. They increased the base health of spirits, so they don't need to add the health here. So that's basically... They've like, moved that baseline, right? This trait no longer increases spirit health. Individual spirit bonuses have been updated as follows. Okay? So, Storm Spirit. This spirit now grants Fury for 1 second instead of Swiftness for 3 seconds on each pulse with this trait as equipped. Frost Spirit, 1 stack of Might for 5 seconds instead of 3 for 3. Spirit of Nature, it still gets stability, but they fixed a bug. And Water Spirit, the duration of regen is down from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Is that still perma Wait, actually, that's you'll actually have regen downtime when the spirit's not up because it doesn't overcap anymore.
You have to use your Warhorn.
Oh wait, no, it will overcap actually because it will be 4 seconds total. So you will have some downtime because the spirit doesn't linger, but it will be very low downtime that will probably get covered up by the chrono spamming region. Anyway, okay. The biggest change here is Storm Spirit because of course Swiftness is not very exciting. But now, like, why do they do this, dude? Like, why do they like buff the fuck? Like, this is like a big buff to Storm Spirit. Of course, you kind of have to choose now, like, what you want. So you can give 10 target Fury with this, right? Like, this is pretty good. Like, 10 target Fury is very strong, obviously. I loved it. I fucking love this, man. Okay, so they remove it from Druid, right? And they remove it from Chrono. They just give it to Druid. It's like, what do you mean? Why would you do that? It's like okay, sorry. So Chrono is OP. Okay, what should we give it to? Wait, we can give it to maybe like a bad class. We give it to like Renegade. No, Ranger! Yes! Yes, Arena! Like, yeah, the massive IQ, like fucking 300 IQ. So, there you go, I guess. Yeah, so now, the Storm Spirit is really good. Like, the passive boons are really good here. That's fucking spicy, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. That is amusing as fuck. Yeah. You gotta drop Stone Frost. Well, I mean, yeah, but you can just play, like, for most groups, you can probably just play something like this, right? You can play Storm, Frost, Sun, right? Something like that. And then you get easy vulnerability as well.
What they need.
Wilderness Knowledge. The duration of the Fury this trait grants has been split between game modes. It now gets 4 seconds in PvP and Wolf Sword, while 6 seconds in PvE. Basically, again, they're trying to nerf the boon output of the Condi, of the Soulbeast, like the Bruiser Soulbeast in PvP. There you go. And Winter's Bite, they nerfed the weakness because that was really disgusting in PvP. It's down from 10 seconds to 4 seconds in PvP, so it's not like perma weakness right off the bat, right, with Winter's Bite. So there you go. That's a pretty good change, guys. I think it's quite a disgusting ability. And Soften the Fall, the muddy terrain would just stay forever sometimes, and now it will only last 10 seconds. Still an incredibly good trait though. This is actually a really dirty trait, dude. It's really disgusting because it synergizes with the Wilderness Knowledge trait as well. Like, it procs, so like when you use your heal skill, when you use Troll Ungent, you remove 2 Condis and gain Fury from the Troll Ungent. Then the Soften the Fall procs, and then you get a Muddy Terrain, which removes another 2 conditions, like Immobes people, which is really nasty for Force. It's such fucking AIDS, dude. Holy shit. And gives you Fury, and removes another 2 conditions, and lasts for 10 seconds. Nasty as fuck, dude. Nasty, dude. Yeah. So, in other words, Druid got buff nerfed. You can do 10-man Fury really easily now. Not really sure why they did that. Soulbeast got buff nerfed, but honestly, I think it's going to be really strong with this new Dolyak Stance, actually. Has less boons, but honestly, I'm not sure if they removed enough boons to actually shut it down, right? They didn't remove the Fury and the Moa Stance that much. I think with all the bouncing you can do, it's still going to be pretty strong. I think Fury uptime is not, it's not going to get, it's not going to be enough, right? Overall, I think we're going to see Soulbeast probably be better, honestly, after this. Like, this is juicy as hell. And Druid, nothing changes for Druid. You might run Storm Spirit a bit more than you used to, which is exciting if you like the purple color. And it adds some CC back into it, guys. Bear that in mind. The CC we lost from Mesmer is now back because the Storm Spirit has a 3-second CC on it as well. So, there you go. There you go. So, interesting changes to Ranger. Slightly perplexing, but there you go. So, nothing really changes for Druid. Soulbeast is extra spicy now. Nice.